Guys, I want to dedicate this video to Latitude because basically I did an attack video on Latitude, and Latitude wrote me. He says, "Well, he had some comments and he gave me a link. I didn't share his comments, or I shared part of his comments in a reply to him, and and I looked at his link. I think Latitude is very close. I waited many hours for him to do a reply back. Perhaps he's asleep. I don't. I think Latitude is from England. I get you guys mixed up. A lot of you engineers are from England. He's a civil engineer, and quite happy to keep reminding me that he's done millions of dollars worth of projects. All right, not taking from that, not that's not my intent. Okay, what was the intent of saying that? I guess I'm attacking back because he's using that as his qualifications. But this video is a compliment video and not an attack video for Latitude. All right, so Latitude, I wasn't ready yet to do my reversal of my video showing cracks are not random. Cracks are not random. But Latitude's sort of pushing me into it because the way I present when I do things, I work one angle and then I work another angle and then I put it all together and then give you the end data. But Latitude sent me a link where he's trying to show that cracks are random based on the placement of the stone. And I'm like, shoot, Latitude beat me to it yet. So, and I showed him that. Instead of ignoring it and pretending like he didn't write it, no, I'm going to address it right now. So Latitude is sort of taking my thunder away at the end of my videos. And I said I might do a video for him today on this and sort of jump through. And I'm really not ready. So this is like a I'm still going to continue my process of cracks are not random and then still do it this way. But you guys will be ahead of the curve, if you will, because Latitude wants some recognition as far as his statement about cracks are not random. All right. So cracks. Oh gosh, I'm not ready yet. But let me talk to you about angle of repose and you guys hear me. My trouble is I wanted more people to get it at the same time. I just don't want to throw it down your throat because that's not the way it gets across. Now, his data that he showed me that why cracks aren't random are because of the different size stones. That the different size stones automatically make a weakness in concrete. As we know, I did videos on that saying it's the cross section that makes it weak. And so he's right in that respect. The base also changes it very importantly. So this is where, I did many more videos to come so you can see the cross section. I did a video where I showed the cracks. I can control it with the baking. And I put stones in there. Now, what I'm going to show you in time to come, so I guess this would be like a summation video, is that just think of the arch. We all know arches are very strong. This is why P stone is my stone of choice. It creates micro arches, macro arches. It creates arches with the concrete around it, every which way, because they're pretty round. They're creating arches only. So Latitude, I want you to explore your brain, buddy. I really want Latitude to step it up because Latitude is he's got these conclusive files that I'd love to see change because we need people like Latitude who's willing to speak up, even though I may find his source data to be wrong. But people like Latitude are going to be the way things are going to change because he speaks up. The engineers that are quiet and church mouse on the wall, they're going to amount to nothing in this field. They're not going to change anything. Now, I'm not saying Latitude is in retirement zone or not, but perhaps he is, but he's still speaking up. So all you engineers out there need to use common sense. Angular stone is terrible. It's terrible. You're being bedazzled by the manufacturers of concrete with this angular stone, along with ACI, which I find ACI to be stupid in this respect. Angular stone. What happens when you put angular stone in concrete? Now, I want you to look at it in a cross section. Now, I told you guys I can walk through products in my brain. I can actually walk into it. So let's see if I can get you to do it. Walk into the concrete right now. Pretend like you can walk in and you can look around with your eyes. This time I want you to walk into the concrete and remove the angular stones. Remove all of them. As you're looking around, what do you see left? You see voids. And the voids where the stones were, you see all types of pointed shapes, every which directions. Now imagine this is a truss system. and the load is above. That's where you put the load on concrete, from above mostly, right? The load is above. Without the stone there, you see what happens. You've got these weird truss shapes everywhere. And they don't always transfer the loads equally. So you see, latitude, I had a long way to go. And it wasn't just going to be about randomness and angular stone. It's going to be about the voids they create. The bond is so-so on these stones, guys. They're so-so. They're very good, but still, nevertheless, they still created a truss system inside the concrete. And sometimes they butt two stones together with a little bit of paste. So now you've got this weird truss system that has no nodes at the bottom, but it created a span at the top of it. So if you can visualize that, I don't want to go, I'm not ready for this yet. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do something crazy like make a cross section, and I'm gonna grind out the concrete. This is where I'm gonna do it and show how it's left behind. I'm gonna grind out the stone rather. Let's look at angle of repose, and I'm going to talk about material. So let me go to, I did this one last week, ooh, I don't know what I just did. Last week, and it was last week on June 30th, this is a lot of data I try to share with you guys, but I have to get to it there slowly. Let's just run this video, and it just makes it easy for me to edit just by letting you see it. Let's run this one and run the two others. They're going to be small videos. This is a Pennsylvania concrete company that I tracked down to go into the yard. Here we go. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. So, interesting. Look at the angle of repose. So angle of repose. This is shot up by a grinder, right? A transporter. This is not a grinder. I'm sorry. This is a belt. An escalator that when they drop off the stone, it drops it on here, and this is how you can get your stone and consolidate it in one section. This would be similar to, and this is exaggeration, to how the I-35 bridge failed. They stockpiled the materials in too great of an area. You guys know where the greatest load is. If you look right here, this is the greatest load on this soil below, with the least amount of load on the outside. When they stockpile it, it creates this is the angle of repose, a natural ability for it to hold. And here we are here with this peak here. Look at the peak to the left also when we get to it. Here we go. Everything comes at the very top. That's the angle it picks. Look at this stone. Now look at this guy. What is the difference between this stone and this stone? Well, nothing's the difference between the stone. I'm going to show that in the next little video clip. But you see the angle of repose have changed? I don't know whether they use this video as angle of repose or not. But the stones are exactly the same. The only difference are these are washed stones. These just have a little bit of dust on them, and that's how much friction is created by that little bit of dust. It all ties in. Bear with me. See how it's able to create a pyramid at the very top? So these aggregates are... Okay, so let me just jump forward. I'm trying to think where I show it. That's a little just thrown on top of the pile. This is angle of repose for this. This is just thrown on with the loader. And you can see it's 3 piles here. And all of them are consistent, the angle of repose. These 2 piles right here, angle of repose is consistent. All these angles of repose of these materials are consistent. I therefore could say this batch, doesn't matter, is all the same. There's angle of repose with this, but it also has a water problem. You see water has eroded that. So don't be confused by its shape. You can see that the shearing is taking place inside this because we don't have the friction ability of the sand. And the shearing, the sliding effect, look at it. See the shape of all this stuff? All these cracks always tell, buddy. They always tell what's going on. Now let's go on to the next video. I think I get in close with it. And I'm just talking, yakking away, so that's my edit just now, my finger. So what we just did. Let's jump right into it. So look at these stones here. This is the one with the peak on it. As we get close to it, you'll see that these are different than these guys. Alright, so you know why I play it. To the left and right. And it's those little bit of fines that make the difference. Oh, I gave it away already. I thought I got out the car and did it. Alright, it's the fines, the dust. This has more fines in it. And they're smaller. They're not washed. Okay, the fines are very small in here. I'm going to show it. Let me see if I can just jump forward. There we go. I guess it is in this video. There we go. So right here is see the stones? They're exactly the same. Oh, I can't zoom in anymore. They are exactly the same stones. These are washed. These are not. This creates a different angle of repose just with that little bit of dust. Or actually, it's color that makes a difference. These are more washed. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I actually said the color makes a difference. Let me back it up. I like my humor sometimes. Let's see if I can do it. Different than that, so they can bond differently. I'm kidding, of course. You can see these are more washed. It makes a difference. This color is different than that, so they can bond differently. I'm kidding, of course. You can see these are more washed. They're washed stones. This will only take me a minute. No, no thanks. Yeah. Can I open them? Yeah, if you like, yeah. All right, so then these are washed. They're the same as the stones to your left. Here we are. These are washed stones. And these are unwashed. And that creates that friction that allows it to stay further up. See the dust on it? The fines. The powder. Fines. That's the difference. Let's see if I can grab you another one here. Guess my white balance isn't set for my legs. My legs look red, don't they? They're not red. The white balance is set for the stone. Well, actually, my video looked red. These don't look that red. I'll take that leg. Oh, wait a minute. That is my leg. I already own it. Let's see if here we go. I like it better red. Look how pale that leg looks. That's one pale leg, isn't it? It's the white balance. My hands get, of course, are out in the sun more. My legs are covered. That's the difference. This is a wash stone, clean stone. And here we have those fines that are on it. That little bit of fines create that much more friction and holding and change your whole angle of repose. There we go. Let's see if I can show you with that. Here we go. Here it is in the palm of my hand. See the dust on me? Pick up one of these guys. I'll just randomly grab this one. Clean. Clean. Okay, terminating video for you guys. Alright, so hopefully you see the angle of repose and how, even though you have the same stone, a little bit of sawdust does this. All this is going to tie into my video about concrete, but let's look at the angles here. This is what's created in the concrete. Look at what's created in the concrete. Look at this shape as they put paste around it. How is that structurally making a structural sound surface? No more than you and I would build a bridge with this giant shape and then put dirt around it or concrete around it, then remove the concrete, remove the stone. Will we then say, that's structurally sound? This is the same thing that I'm saying concrete is being made with, and structurally is just the most stupidest thing ever. And you're looking at the most stupidest thing ever. And this is ACI allowing this crap. This is all the engineers even considering this crap. This is why engineers, it doesn't get respect that it should be getting. The mixed design does not. And this is what Latitude said, that he doesn't really get into the mixed design and all that. Well, Latitude, my goal is to show that mixed design is the most important step in concrete, not ACI, because ACI is wrong. If they're recommending this crap, it's just engineering unsound crap. It would be sort of like allowing that truss system to stay the truss system with the FIU bridge, right? But it's not a truss system. It's a load transferring system with post tensioning in the deck, and of course that failed. But it's the same thing. So you got to bear with me, Latitude, when you say I don't get what this looks like and that, and everyone else that says I can see that's not concrete because it doesn't follow ACI's rules of size and sizes, angular or whatever. Angular is not good. You don't need grip inside the damn concrete. There's no reason to have angular in here. We don't need grip inside the concrete. All right? We don't need these shapes inside concrete. What part of this looks stable to you? It's great if you want to walk up this. This would give you some nice, better way to walk up. But your loads are going to transfer like a son of a gun. But much better than round stone. And what I'm driving at is the angle of repose it can be a very helpful thing in finding your concrete. And I don't want to get there yet, but I'll give you a little bit. Think of sand. Sand is so beautifully round. It's going to load equally as you walk on it, pretty much. It's going to share the loads from one piece to another. I'm not there yet. I'm hanging up on you guys. Latitude, consider this your response video, and and hopefully you'll get on board with this. If you're not getting on board, I'm gonna attack you back in another video. How's that? Now I'll still banter with you, but I can't. If you can't see this as an issue, then you're just going to have to keep waiting and watching all the videos, and I'll look at your comments and just post them, but I won't be really engaging anymore if you don't understand, if you can't see it here. It will be, I will consider it my fault to some degree, but you need to take on new data, and I hate to say you need to, but you need to take on new data, please, and look at it from the base up. Don't use ACI in your brain. ACI has concrete wrong, and that's the title of this video. It's going to be ACI has concrete wrong. All right, love you guys, and join in, please, and share this information however you can share it using common sense. And bear with me, we're about 30 videos down the line before I put it all together, just like the FIU bridge stuff. I have something where I'm going, and I just give data. It's like teaching in a classroom. You just don't just give the test out and say, I'm testing you now. You're like, wait a minute, you didn't give us the data yet. Yes, when you're seeing this and some people are jumping in and cutting me off my videos, they're cutting off that data. I'm way down the road here. This is about 30 videos down the road, so you guys got to bear with me. I don't know how I'm going to restructure my video content to get there. We're going to get there, though. Again, love you guys. Take care.